So we're in Parshas Tetzaveh. Let's see. So the Ramban said, so Rabbeim, I brought this very, very short piece because it's just very, very inspiring to see what the Shem MiShmuel. Shem MiShmuel was the Rebbe of Sachachav, and his father was the Abnei Nezer. It was a very, very important work in halacha also. Yeah. A tremendous going, and etc. So he was he received much Torah from his father and explained it and said his own things. From his grandfather was the Kutzker. So like Yashib Kushas Ramban Zal, Madua Mi'ein Moshe Rabbeinu Malach. Right? What happens at the end of the parsha? The original plan, at a certain point, the plan was there's going to be a Malach. And Moshe's okay with it. And then Klai does tshuva, and Moshe says suddenly, no, you can't send a Malach. So that's the Ramban's question. What changed? Originally, Malach was right. How direct was the leadership? Was it Kadosh Baruch Hu Kaviyachal himself, or Malach Avisav, Kadosh Baruch Hu has many Malachim to sending? So here, at the end of the parsha, suddenly it's a Malach. Moshe's upset about it. That's a question of the Ramban. So you have to hear this. You have to hear this statement he brings from his father. And I just mentioned his father. You don't know when you read things today. There's so much written, and you don't know the level of the person saying it. So you have to realize Abnei Nezer was. They used to call him Sarah Torah, the Prince of Torah. He knew everything, and his psakim were studied till today everywhere. Right, he was mamish from the Gedolei Ador. The Yashik Kushas Ramban Zamadu Mein Moshe Rabbeinu Malach Achash Kfar Nisratza B'zeh. Why was he mi'ein? Why was he against it? Why did he protest? Hine kvo kedushas avi. This always refers to his father. Amar shim. Look at this. Im tia la'adam hishtokas lavodas Hashem. If a person has a strong desire for avodas Hashem, as if shio begehenim, you won't be in Gehenim. That means even if you do an avera, right? Otherwise, why do you think you'd be in Gehenim? Yeah. But if a person has strong desire to get to that, he's not going to go to Gehenim. Vim yesham, and if he will be there. Ariv hu bedavar, he guarantors shuka he. I'll read it to you. Totziyot al chutz misham kechetz. Wow. So Abnei Nezer says like the person has strong desire for this Hashem, you're not going to go to Gehenim. And if you go, somehow you get there, the desire you have is going to get you out. Now, let's explain what the holy man said. What he's saying is that means even though what's the havamina you being Gehenim? The havamina is he did wrong things. But the desire, the strong chukka, the strong desire a person has can propel him out of any situation. By the way, just a similar thing. The only thing I could bring that's similar to this is the Ramchal writes, and the Ramchal is an unbelievable piece called, do we ever discuss it, called Drush Be'inyan HaKivui. It talks about the midah being Mekava Tekadosh Baruch Hu, Tikva. Tikva, lekavot, alkein nekavalecha. The midah of Tikva is so strong, it says, Kaveh Hashem yachlifu koach, yalu ever kenesharim. Those who are Mekava, those who hope to Kadosh Baruch Hu, Yachlifu Koch, they'll get new kochos, new strength. Yalu Ever Kinesharim, they'll get wings like eagle. So the Ramchal says, when do you need wings like an eagle? What do you need wings for? He says, if you're in Gehenim. Wow. If you're in Gehenim, it's going to get you out. So it's interesting. It's good to know what gets you. It's good to know what doesn't get you in, and it's good to know what gets you out. But we see this second core I know. Again, I'm saying that means even though there's a reason for you to be there, right? It's like a person. Look about it. Sometimes a parent has to punish a kid, but if the kid's going to tell me like a good line, or if he's going to say something, oh, he's so cute, I can't, right? I have to punish him. He deserved it. Let him sit in jail today. The kid calls up, Dad, I was on, doing the drugs again. I end up in jail. Get me out. No, sit in jail for a day. It's good. He says, Dad, there's no one in the world I love more than you. There's nothing I love more than being at home. It melts the father's heart, right? So it means in the Seder he has to be in jail, but then there's certain things they say in brisk. If you're supposed to get kicked out, if you tell the Rashiva a good joke, you get saved. That's the joke they said. It's true. Like a good line. There's something called chen. That's what the meat of chen is. Kaviyachol by the Rebbe Shem also works like that. So Yisharbe starim how his hanhag is. I mean, that's just always important. The person, we judge things a certain way. Kadosh Baruch Hu loves you more than that. That's a lot of what Purim was all about. That even in this situation, Kadosh Baruch Hu still loves us. Yeah. Ben kachu ben kach banayim. We're always a Kadosh Baruch Hu's children, as we'll soon see. So that's what he says. So I'll read to you. So what happened? So Moshe was originally happy with the Malach, but after he saw the tshuva, the kiblu atzma mitzah, and they were ready to die. Tanvam asher ruim hem Yisrael asher shchina b'liam tzoi, kasher lo mishtokas el yonu b'liam tzoi. Vavin heitev. So he says no. The Ramban's question was originally Malach was good, so why is Moshe complaining at the end of the parsha? So, okay, we're in the bomb shelter now. Try to see if we can continue. So that's the idea, right? So that's what Moshe Rabbeinu saw. So Moshe Rabbeinu saw the general. Wait, guys, we're trying to do a share. 1 second. Learning time. That's our singing time. Learning time. So we'll say so. Yeah. So that's what Moshe Rabbeinu saw. Moshe Rabbeinu saw they're tremendous. That they're roy for his trust because they had a desire. So, Shtokus, right? Now listen to this. From this statement, Yuchel ha'adam havin ad hechen megiya shtokus v'tshuka. That's how far desire goes. Kachiyas adam cheshbono nefesh. Shishko b'dato ad kama gabra tshuka shel mitzvah. So a person therefore has to evaluate himself and think, how strong is my desire for mitzvah? That's how you get out of it. Okay, that's the idea. But so it's a tremendous thing to remember. Tremendous thing to remember what the holy Tzaddik Rebbe said. You have a desire, you're going to get out of Gehenna, and he guarantees that even if you go, you'll get out like, even if you go to Gehenna, he's guaranteeing that you'll get out like an arrow. Okay? So let's see this other piece together. You got it? Okay, so here we are. Okay, guys. So here we have Rita Tachorai Upanai Lo Yiro. Rashi. Right, so Moshe says, no, Hashem says, you'll see my back, you won't see the forward. Rashi brings, Ereinu Kesher Shel Tefillin. He showed the Kesher Shel Tefillin. Again, he quotes his father. He doesn't always quote his father, but very rarely quotes his father. The Tefillin who Lashon Machshava. This is very question. What's the Lashon of Tefillin? Tefillah. So he says Lashon is the Lashon of Machshava. Rei Panecha Lo Pilalti. To see your face. Yaakov says to Yosef, Renei Palecha Lo Pilalti. And Lo Pilalti, Halal means Lachshov. I didn't think I would see you, and now I'm seeing your grandchildren. That's what Yaakov said to Yosef. So Palal, Tefillin, Palal. Some use that, the first use that about Tefillah, but let's leave that out. So Palal is a language of activeness, and therefore Tefillin is a lashon of Machshava. Very interesting. Maybe that before? So no ideas. So now, one way I understand that is we look at tefillin the wrong way. We think of tefillin just in terms of black boxes. After ceremonies, you put black box on. What's in the black boxes? The parachutes. So the real idea of tefillin, even in open pashut, right? Even without the Shem MiShmuel, we would say that. The real idea of tefillin is the ideas that are here, and the ideas these ideas should be close to my heart. The idea should be close to my heart and close to my head. Right? So you see that. So tefillin, so it comes out the boxes are just there to hold the idea. But the ikar, the yisod is the idea. Good? Now, so what's the kesher shel tefillin there for? The kesher shel tefillin, who is kashrus hamachshava by Kadosh Baruch Hu. So what's the kesher tefillin? So if tefillin means the machshava, so the kesher is giving the bond of my machshava with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Kesher tefillin is kasher machshava Kadosh Baruch Hu. You do a meaning tefillin, and that's why a person shouldn't wear tefillin if his mind's all over the place. Why do we not wear tefillin all day? Because our mind is all over the place, right? Came Moshe Rabbeinu l'shalom shayisol dveikas tmidus by Shem MiShmuel keshel kayama zachal eros keshel tefillin shel malam. He said that's so. Why was Moshe Rabbeinu was why was Moshe the only one who saw the kesher shel tefillin? Because Moshe b'schus that his kesher shel tefillin, his machshav was always. So to speak, Moshe Rabbeinu lived like he was wearing tefillin even if he was wearing tefillin, right? Moshe Rabbeinu's whole matzav was his machshav was always loving. His machshav was always connected. Because he was always connected, so therefore he saw the connection above. Udar Kazal, now this is what he always does. So he brings from his father, and now he continues. Udar Kazal yesh lefarish obo v'nacher. Then he shas brachas ani tefillin demori alma maksibo. What does it say in God's tefillin? Amalei mikam Yisrael goyecha baretz. Right? Who is like Klal Yisrael? Right? So in Kadosh Baruch Hu's tefillin, it says, who is like Klal Yisrael? V'amar lehem, the Kadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael, atem asisuni chativ achas bol, like you made me a thing in the world. Chativ is a hard word to translate, but it means like in the army we call it a chativa. You made me a group. Shnemer shmei Yisrael Shem echad, afani aseh etchem chativa achad b'olam. Shnemer mikam Klal Yisrael. You, Kadosh Baruch Hu turns to Klal Yisrael and says, you treat me special and I treat you special.
Much better.
Okay. Migoy gadol, ashrech Yisrael, v'chulei. Hinei. Mufurash, the kemot the tefillin didon, hein os b'zikaron, yichudo mitzvah yisbarach shmo. So what's our tefillin? Like we said, our tefillin is Shema Yisrael, Shem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. It's all about Yichud Hashem, doing His mitzvahs. That's on our mind. Kein lumasam lamala, above, lamaskil, tefillin de Mariam. Mariam is the mass of the world. Kadosh Baruch Hu hein os b'zikaron lamala, es malos v'achdis Yisrael. Right above is the Mila, huh?
Are we going to delay Mincha 5-10 minutes?
Yeah. First, the Gemara Tefillin Yidon Hein Os V'Zikaron Yichuda Mitzvah Yisbarach Shmo. Just like Tefillin is an Os V'Zikaron Yichuda Mitzvah Yisbarach Kein Lumasam Lamala Maskil Tefillin Demari Alma Hein Os V'Zikaron Lamala Es Malas V'Achdis Yisrael. We think about God's Achdus, and He thinks about our Achdus. And that they're connected to us. We're connected to Him. Alul means the thing that comes out of it. Olel v'yonik. Olel is a word for like a child. And therefore it says we go above. So let's keep going. V'inyan kesher shel tefillin Didon, Shigid Kod Gudush Avi Ulei, Shu is Kashrus Amachshav by Shem Yisborach, B'li Asara. So Kesher Shel Tefillin means now my thinking is always connected to God. I'm always thinking about Hashem. Yeah? B'li Asara. Kinyan Tefillin Shasur B'Asakadas. Yesh Lo'osif Zed Dvarim. Osios Kesher is very interesting. What's he does a lot of times. You look at the letters are very significant. So sometimes it'll be the opposite. So Kesher is the same letters as the Sheker. The Ray stays in its place. It's untruth. Osius Kesher lehebet ma'osius Sheker. V'yadua shekol davar she'enu miskayim nikr Sheker. The emes, it says emes is forever. Truth is forever. Things that don't last is like sheker, like the pleasure of food. Right? It's a sheker in a certain way. When you eat it, it's so pleasurable, and a minute later it's gone. You get like drinking. You drink, you feel good, and then there's a certain sheker in it, right? So anything that's not kayim is sheker. The yomer ach ami hina banim lo yishakru uksiv hayot yelo kamo achsev. V'nar posik afil achas l'shim shon nikru mayim kozen. If you have a stream which doesn't give its water, it's called a nar kozev. Kozev means like a line, like not honest. Ani amarti b'chapsi call them kozev. People lie. David Melech says. So nar, so the continuousness, the meat of truth, the emes is that it goes emes lad. Svas emes kikon lad. Emes goes forever, and emes goes forever, and other things go not. Okay, the hipoch the sheker who davar sheish lo kiyum nitzah. So the opposite of sheker is something that has a constant kiyum. Bilti mishtaneh. Right? Oh, we're out. So let's go back up. We're going to learn this during the thing. We're keeping our machshava straight. See, it gives you an example. You think, oh, the alarm goes off. We can't possibly think anything. No, not true. You can think something. Just believe in yourselves. Okay, so let's see. So the hepech. Everybody see the paragraph? The hepech. There's a dot. The period hepech misheker hu davar sheish lo kiyum netzach. It's like a person who's honest is honest all the time. I'll give you an example. Someone who's, what does it mean? A shakran A broken watch is also twice a day, but it's worthless, right? So a chakran, you can't rely on him, even though he doesn't lie all the time. You see the point, right? But
it can't be a part-time.
Right. Part-time. When did I tell the truth? I tell the truth unless I don't. I mean, so I can't trust you. Why? Maybe I'm telling you the truth. No, that maybe is good for the whole mahapech, the whole thing. Okay. Hepech misheku davar sheish lo kiyum nitzchi built in mishtane. Kamo shekasav b'kriyishma v'avta Hashem b'chol modecha beirish Rashi, and that's how our love for Kadosh Baruch Hu is b'chol modecha, b'chol Rashi, b'chol mida mida shemodilcha, be'mida to be'mida paranis. Kadosh Baruch Hu is good to me, I love him. Kadosh Baruch Hu is bad to me, I love him. That's what it means. That's the love the Jewish people has for Kadosh Baruch Hu. V'chein David hu omer kos Yeshua sesa hu Shem MiShmuel, right? A cup of salvation I pick up and I call Kadosh Baruch Hu's name. And I find difficulty. The beautiful, beautiful pasuk David HaMelech says, right? Part of that we say in Havdalah. But look at the continuation. I'll find difficulty in yagon and calling out, and I still Shem Hashem Ekra. That's David HaMelech is Mekayim, the difficult times. I can Lashono. So that's what his father said. That's the idea of the kesher, our kesher. Right, it means our kesher shel tefillin. Now, so how's he working with that kesher shel tefillin? The kesher shel tefillin is the idea of the hiskasher samachshava in a Kadosh Baruch Hu all the time. On my mind all the time is Yichud Hashem. On my mind all the time is Avos Hashem. That's the kesher, which is the opposite of sheker. It's the truth of a yid is that he should be kosher all the time. It's a high madreg, obviously. Okay, Akam L'shono. Let's continue. K'moshe kasav belokim ehal davar Hashem ehal davar. Bein al midas adin, bein al midas arachim, mahal davar. Yushalmi says whether it's this or that way, I'll thank you, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Adavar Rabba. Yisrael kishem anot. Look at this. Yisrael kishem anushim mimenu. When they're punished, Yisbarach Shema umidas hadin shaletes aleim chas v'shalom hein dveikim ba'od yoser. He says the Jewish people has more dveikus. This is important. Some people like to play in the Holocaust like everybody went off the derech. Not true. There were people, and we can't judge anybody, but there's some people, and you can hear them. You can hear their stories. They became stronger. Yeah. You know, the Jewish people. It happens. Right? Od Yoser. K'moshe kasav hay b'tzar pakducha tzakon lachash. I didn't get a chance to look up these psukim, but he brings lots of psukim to the fact. Okay, let's jump to the next paragraph. Okay, so that's the idea of Kesher Shel Tefillin. That no matter what, we're Davik to Hashem. In the good times, we're Davik to Him. In the bad times, we're Davik to Him. And Dafgar Machshava. Not just our actions, but that our minds are on Hashem. Balderach said, Yuvan Lamala, Lamaskil, in Kesher Shel Tefillin, Demori Alma. So that's our Tefillin. So now, if that's the case, what's Kadosh Baruch Hu's Tefillin? Shemora al Kiyim Dveikas Hashem Yisbarach Ba'am Yisrael. That means the Kadosh Baruch Hu is always connected to us. Yeah? Hashem is always connected to us. Shemora al Kiyim Dveikas Hashem Yisbarach Ba'am Yisrael B'li Shum Hasara Ye'ech Shiyeh. Guys, you know what? Just like we love the Ron Hashem all the time, Hashem loves us all the time. What's all the time? We love Him in Auschwitz, and He lives us when we're messed up also. One of the most important things to realize, I'm often torn by this idea because I think you can take it the wrong way. Some people never ever think about that. They think everything is just depend on their actions. Like a child, right? Some people think I have to be good, right? My father told me if I don't act perfectly, he doesn't love me. That's not love, right? Oh, so the kid can do whatever he wants. That's not discipline, right? Then you make a vildachaya, right? So there's a balance. So with our relationship with the Rebbeinu Shalom always has to have the balance of these two ideas. Like it says that Klal Yisrael went off from the brachas of Bilam. The Yalkut Shimoni says, right? The brachas of Yaakov, brachas of Moshe were mixed. Moshe Rabbeinu gives a bracha. Ruvain, Pachas Kamayim Al Tosar. You gave them Tochach Shimon V'Levi, Kli Chamas Mechoraseim, Sodom Al Tovonavshi, B'Chvodom Al Tichikvod. Right. So Moshe and Yaakov, when he gave a bracha, was giving him even bracha because he knew that too much goodness will make a person go to his head. Bilam gave a total bracha. So he didn't mean anything wrong, but it messed us up. That's what it says. The Yalkut Shimoni says. So you can take this wrong, but you can take the other side also. I find people to the side not to realize that Rebbeinu Shalom loves you and always is very, very. It's terrible. That's, by the way, a lot of what Purim is all about. Though even our body, Kadosh Baruch Hu loves us. I saw a certain mefarish, a chashuv person said, "Don't drink too much. Purim is all a day of das, No, I don't think so. Purim is the day of not das. The point is even when you don't have das, the Baruch Hashem loves you. That's the point. I think you missed it. It's a good day of das, but drinking is about das. You know what I mean? Drink just enough so you can think better. Come on, that's not what it is. That's not what it. Many don't learn like that way. Yeah, giving an example. So what's Purim about? So the holiest day of the year is a day when we have no das. That means the Baruch Hashem loves us even without our das. All year is das. Learning, steiging. But you have to know the Eibishter. That's why we have Purim. So this is what he says. Let's see. Let's read them. By the way, I jumped over this piece, but if you want to look it up, it looks great. I just didn't have a chance to get into it, so I don't want to get stuck. But he goes through all the psukim, how this idea of kesher and sheker. Kadosh Baruch Hu always loves us. Kadosh Baruch Hu dwells with us when we're betuma, when we're unclean. What's an eved? She'eved kishura. Now this is the point. Some people, they only perceive themselves as I'm an eved Hashem. It's a great thing to think you're an eved Hashem in your actions, but you understand you're also a ben. If you think you're just an eved, Avinu Malkena, Revish bein eved leben. She'eved kishura beinei adonav mochreu. So what, a bad eved, you get rid of him, right? You sell him. Get rid of him. V'shu bein nikra shmo alav. It used to be my eved. What happens? He's chutzpahdik. I'm a nice guy. My Eved is a chutzpahdik. I get rid of him. It sounds like my friend. My friend sees him next day. I call Mr. Eved. He said, I'm not your Eved anymore. I have nothing to do with you. I'm Joe's Eved now. You sold me. I'm Yosef's Eved. I don't have to talk to you. I don't do anything. But a ben is always has the name. You can't know. Always has a name. B'Yisrael ksiv banim atem l'Hashem Elokecha. B'Sanhedrin al b'shichat Yisrael. Right, even though he did a sin, he's still Yisrael. B'Shas Kedusha, Meir Omer, Ben Kach Atem Kruim Banim. Ben Kach. There's a very nice song. Avram Fried. Ben Kach Bani. You know the song?
Yeah.
Avram Fried. Very good. Ben Kach Bani. You like music?
Yeah.
You play something?
Yes.
What do you play?
Violin.
Ooh, nice. Okay, good. What?
E-bass.
What?
Violin, French horn, E-bass.
Wow.
And I sang in a choir.
Wow.
Nice.
All right, we have some musicians here. We have some good musicians here. Were you going to be here for Shabbos?
No.
We're going to have a little kumsitz before Shabbos, I think. You're invited if you want to come. But anyway, Kamosha comes, right? It used to say, you say you're not my nation, and now he says you're the son of the living God. Perish Rashi, the Hadri v'kmikru bonai. Through the tshuva, they're called banim. Now, here's the point, guys. Why? Because chet is b'mikra. By yid, you didn't sin, but it's not their essence. Just like a son. A son is always connected, right? Mikra lo yatmid. Means chet is something that just happened, but a happening doesn't happen. It just happened. Right? Now, some people have been happening for a long time. Okay, but still, the essence of it, that's the lesson of kapara. Lechaper panav, lechap means to wipe off. Kapara is wiping off. What does it mean? The shorish of yid is good, but the kapara wipes off the negative effects of the sin. This is very stark. Look at this. Every yid will come back. I don't know how to explain this. I've seen it other places also. The Panovich Rav said, if you don't believe that every yid is going to come back in tshuva, you're messed up. You're a kofar. You have to believe that. I don't know how to explain it. That's what he says. I mean, what happens if people who are there? I don't know. He said, the Panovich Rav said, just like you believe that Anoch Hashem Elokech Tisa Meretz Yisrael, Kadosh Baruch Hu says, Bal Yidach Meno Nidach, no one will be left behind. No yid will be left behind. Everyone's going to come back in tshuva in some way. That's what the Rebbe is saying also. Right? I can't explain it, but that's what they say. So kol sov yeshuv kol Yisrael lechem mehem lo nedar. Every yid will come back. Because a yid is mushrash. He's rooted in God. He became him nitzchim, right? They're constant. Dvukim b'Eliyasu, always connected to our source. This is why it's so important. I discussed this last week even. Of course, a person can have decent relations with non-Jews and respect non-Jews and even have a certain love with them, but you always have to see the Klai or something else. You understand? It's not. It's in so many sources, so much machshava. That's why I don't like this stuff. The the Western thing where everybody's even and everybody's the same, and we just have more of a mission. That's like we just have more of a mission. Have you heard that probably? We have something. Yeah, we have a mission. We have more responsibility. No, we have more responsibility, and the Kadosh Baruch Hu loves us more. That is Jewish people. Non-Jews are non-Jews, Kavaldik, but it's not family. Klal Yisrael is family. All our neshamas are connected. It's not one source. It's everywhere. You understand? It's this idea. It's a very, very basic thing. That's what it means. Klal Yisrael. Yisrael him mishrashim b'Hashem Yisborachim came nitzchim dvukim b'Lelson zeneker shows. That's a kesher shel tzvim demori alma ubeemes. Now, so how come Moshe was the one who saw it? So now Baruch Hashem. So let's second. What do we learn? We learned first off. I never knew this. It's tefillin is rooted in the word pilal, tefillin, fiddle. What is that word? Tefillin, phylactery. Oh, that makes it expensive, right? What's filal? It's machshava. Liro panecha lo pilalti. It's machshava. And kesher shel tefillin, the yisod, is not the physical idea. It's the idea of being mekasher the machshava. We're mekasher our machshava in the Kadosh Baruch Hu, but Moshe Rabbeinu saw that he's mekasher his machshava in us also. Yeah, that's what Moshe Rabbeinu. Now, why was Moshe the one who was open to see this? That's what the Rebbe is going to explain now. Ube'emes. This idea, it's hard to understand really. Here, you have a whole bunch of non-Jews that are being very, very nice, and you have Yidden that are acting like wild maniacs. Yeah, I don't mean wild maniacs like I'm poor. I mean, doing bad averis on all levels, right? Machshava, Dibur, Maisa, Benu Machaver, Benu Malkum, everything, right? And you see who's better? Them. Come on. What are you talking about? Look at these people. They're nice, church-going, honest, good, decent. You could trust them, married to their wives to their husbands. And here's a bunch of, and I'd rather be with them. Now, it could be it's a better hashpah on you over there. I don't know. Right? But really, the Ron Hashem's heart is with them. That's hard to understand. That's it's a hard thing to understand. Yes? It is really a hard thing to understand. Ube'emes, Sheshorish nichbad zehu rochach me'asagis basar b'dam b'seichel noshi. K'moshe in hasaga mahuto shel Yishem Yisborach. Wow. Just like it's hard to understand Hashem, it's hard to understand why He loves the Rebbeinu Shalom. Why Hashem loves Klal Yisrael so much. It's just like we can't understand His essence. This is such an essential idea. It's hard for us to understand that also. Ach Moshe Rabbeinu. But Moshe Rabbeinu was one who could understand it. B'shvil shehifker es atzmo v'nafsho rucham nishmoso avur Yisrael. Moshe Rabbeinu gave up everything for Klal Yisrael. U'b'medrash Ra Sheni Yisrael Amida v'chibur, right? Nafshi Mum. He saw. I'm sorry. Ra She'en Yisrael Amida. He saw the Jewish people can't stand v'chibur nafshu imahem v'shiver saluchos. There's a new pshat, Rabbi say. The normal pshat of why Moshe broke the luchos because Klal Yisrael wasn't right for that. Yeah. This sounds like no. He was saying that I'm with them. Luchos. I'm with them. They're sinning right now. I'm with them. And he broke the luchos. He broke that kasher. Shenli saw me the Raj. He saw the Klal Yisrael can't stand. The chiber nafshim and v'shiver saluchos. V'amar l'kadosh baruch hu imchatu. Heim chatu v'ani chatati. Shishvarti luchos. I did a sin just like they did the sin. Imocha atalahem afli mochol. Shneimar batayim tisa chatatchem ken l'chatati mochol. V'im ein ata mochel lehem al timchal li. I don't remember this pshat. That's a wild shot. You hear why did Moshe Rabbeinu break the luchos? It's like this: someone does something, your wife is very angry, or the husband's very, very mad at a kid. The kid took something. He ruined the Ferrari. He just took the Ferrari and ruined it. And the father's going to kill the kid. And the wife, who's good with the husband, so what does she do? She goes and ruins the Maserati. They're standing there. They're looking at their beachfront house. They're looking at their riverfront house, and they're watching the Ferrari going into they're watching their kid swimming, who got out of the Ferrari drunk. You see the kid was drinking all night, and the Ferrari's sinking. And the father's ready to take a gun and shoot the kid. Pasha shoot him. Yeah? And the mother sees the blood in her husband's eyes, and she takes the Maserati. What Maserati is? It's like, BMW. Maserati's better. He takes the Maserati. And she takes it, puts it into neutral, and it goes running down. She says, "Honey, what'd you do?" He said, "You kill him, you kill me." So you kill me. That's why I broke the luchos. I sin. Well, you don't want to kill me. I'm cashing myself. It's an unbelievable shot. Yeah. I never learned. I always learned Pashup. I think the Pashup shot is that Moshe Rabbeinu just said Klal Yisrael is not right for the luchos. Yeah. But still, why break them? Why break them? So Medrash is saying no. Moshe Rabbeinu was saying that making an avera. I'm with them. Now, we can't do this, right? He said, like, by the way, I want to tell you something. It's known the Chazon Ish lived, this is the Lashon. I'll tell you almost exactly Lashon. My Rebbe, Rabbi Yaakov Friedman, had a Rebbe named Chaim Brim. Chaim Brim was a big gadol in Yerushalayim, and he was very close to the Chazon Ish. So that's where I heard the story. It's not like from a book. This is very direct. And they asked the Chazon Ish, why do you live in Bnei Brak? Why not in Yerushalayim? It's a big question. And the whole thing. He says, he wanted to live next to Tel Aviv. He says, if they go down, I'm going down with them. I'm either gonna pick them up. If they go down, I'm going down with them. That's what the Chazon Ish said. Now he didn't live in Tel Aviv; he lived in Bnei Brak. But still, he said, "I'm going. I want to be close to them." Today. Tel Aviv has a lot more Yiddishkeit. You know, at a certain point it had none. So at a certain point it had none. Then it had like a lot of Hasidic rabbis, and then it had none. Now it's coming back, Baruch Hashem. It was had some Orthodox Jews, of course, but still, you know, it was still, Tel Aviv still is a place of, you know, the semel of Chiloniut. But that's what the Chazon Ish said. I'm going there now. What does that mean? I mean, it doesn't. We don't do the favors. You know, say, oh look. They're all running around with girls. I'm also going around with the girls. So no, don't do that. Don't do that. Right? How to do this lalach l'maisa, I have no idea. But that's what Moshe Rabbeinu said. Hainu. So how does this relate to this? Hainu shorish Yisrael shem alulim Hashem. I'm sorry. Akain. So good. That's the medrash. Yeah. Moshe Rabbeinu broke the luchos to do a sin to be close to Kadosh Baruch, to be close to Klal Yisrael. Aval kain zach lasig et shorish nichbadzeh. Therefore, he understood. Kadosh Baruch Hu wants to show only Moshe Rabbeinu's shorish tefillin. Moshe, you're so most an nefesh for Klal Yisrael. I want you to know what Klal Yisrael really is.
Wow.
It's like someone says, like you see someone. I'll give you an example. Let's say a Rebbe says a shir. Like we don't speak like that, but there are people who speak like that. They give a shir and shot, and they really, it's all connected to Kabbalah. So you see, one guy is fighting to understand the shir. One guy, big Baal Kishron, he understands it right away. Good, he came and left the share, FMO, Yeshakach, etc. Another guy doesn't understand so well, and he's fighting. 10 times he comes back to you, finally understand. He says, you work so hard, now I'm going to explain to you what it really means.
Wow.
You know? Them I'm not going to explain to you. You're going to see what it really means. You know what this really means? You think we're talking about a shor and a par over here? We're talking about Sod, we're talking about Netzach and Od, we're talking about Arach Anpin, we're talking about the highest ideas. Because you're Zocha, you're Moshe Nefesh. So Kadosh Baruch Hu says to Moshe Rabbeinu, I'm going to show you my Kesher Shel Tefillin. I'm going to show you that no matter what, Klal Yisrael is with me and I love them, and it's a love which is beyond anything which you can perceive. I, an infinite God, have a son, which, right, we don't like that when the other religions say it, right? No, this is my son, the Jewish people. Right? I saw back, I saw what's behind. I think that's Basra is behind. That they saw how we're connect. Like I don't know what these words mean, so I'm just saying what they means. But it says like the neshama is chelak elokai mimal mamish, right? Whatever that means. Yeah. What it means mamish doesn't mean mamish. I don't think it means mamish, but it's already beyond me. I don't get it, right? But that's what he saw. Moshe Rabbeinu saw the neshama, how close the neshama really was to Hashem. Like right, that we say it, we don't really get it. You understand? Yeah. Moshe Rabbeinu was Moshe Nefesh. Kadosh Baruch Hu says, I'm going to show you what it means. Hainu shorish Yisrael shem alulim Hashem Yisborach. They're from Hashem b'liam tzai. Right? There's everything in the world is boom. The Jews are right back. V'zeh nikra kesher shel tefillin kanal. That's the kesher shel tefillin. Okay, so really the two parts we saw are kind of connected, but right, I didn't mean to connect them. First we saw friends was the rest about Shabbos. We could leave out the rest, but the first we saw was Yisod Otzim, that a person has his hishtokus, his kashrus, can get over things. You can get out of Gehenna. Just like tikva gets you out of Gehenna, and being mishtokik for the Ron Shalom gets you out of Gehenna. That's what and you have a good arv, not me. You have a good guarantor. We shouldn't get there. If we get there and we have a shtokus, you call the Yamnei Nezer, tell them to come save you, right? Like it says Avram takes people out of Gehenna. So have a shtokus. If you think you had a shtokus and you get there, call the Yamnei Nezer. It says Avram. I think it was Avram. Avram, where are you? Help me, save me. Call him then, okay? Call out to him, and that's why Moshe Rabbeinu, even though originally he accepted that the Klal Yisrael will be led by a Malach after we said nothing doing, because I see the Klal Yisrael has such a shtokus that they should be directly led by you, Hashem. And then we learned about what the idea of tefillin is. And tefillin again is machshava, and kesher means the kesher is the constant going into that machshava, the opposite of sheker, which is sometimes the constantness. And our kesher is thinking about Yichud Hashem all the time. That's what we think. But a Kadosh Baruch Hu's kesher is thinking of his kesher tefillin is thinking about the Klal Yisrael all the time, in a way which is beyond any love or expression of love or anything we can understand. The Kadosh Baruch Hu loves Klal Yisrael with an ultimate love, Banayim, And that's why Moshe Rabbeinu was the only one who really saw that. Well, he was the only one who saw the Kesher Shel Tefillin. It's a hard thing to understand how Klal Yisrael was so close to Hashem. Moshe Rabbeinu only understood it, and because of his Mesiras Nefesh for Klal Yisrael, therefore he was zocheh to understand these things. We should be zocheh. What's the Musar for us? First, it doesn't have to be Musar for us, but the Musar is the more we can have our own Kesher Shel Tefillin, to think about the Rosh Hashanah, to keep our machshav as much as we can, thinking about Hashem. That's only brings a lot of blessing, a lot of bracha.
Wow. That's a powerful